Hi guys, welcome back to another amazing video. So today's video, guys, as the title suggests, I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of living in Ethiopia. If you're out there and you are thinking of traveling to Ethiopia or maybe relocating to Ethiopia, I thought this could be a video for you, things that you should know before even you start packing your bags to go to Ethiopia. Actually, I have a lot of people who have been DMing me, WhatsApping me, asking me, Harriet, I want to go to Ethiopia, I want to relocate to Ethiopia, but what are the things that I should know before I go to Ethiopia? So I thought instead of answering 1 to 2 to 3 people, I should then make a video so that most of you can benefit. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking. My name is Harriet from Uganda, East Africa, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always supporting generously, and I really appreciate you all. All right guys, so I have here my paper. I made sure that I write everything down so that I don't forget. We are all humans, we can forget, we have blood and flesh, why not? Let's talk about the friendly and warm welcoming people of Ethiopia. Guys, from day one when I landed in Bole International Airport, I experienced this kind of uniqueness of warm welcoming, something that I felt like, oh my God, am I the only person that is experiencing this, or even other people out there are experiencing the same thing? Like, people, we are so warm, welcoming, everyone is ready to give you a smile, everyone is ready to help you out. Normally people help you because they are expecting something from you, but people of Ethiopia are always there to support you without even expecting, without even expecting something from you. Even if you feel like you want to give something to that person, they will always say, no sister, that is not right, I don't need anything. Like, they don't expect anything from you. But when you go to other places, like you want someone to help you out, they always expect something from you, like in kind of monetary, but people of Ethiopia, I never experienced this, guys. From day one I landed to Ethiopia to the last day when I left Ethiopia, I really appreciate the love that people of Ethiopia have got and that kindness. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and may God bless you all. I never expected that places that I could go, I could see this stunning, lush green, the beautiful mountains, the wonderful lakes. Oh my God. Most especially when I travel to the Donze, guys. The Donze is one of the unique tribes in Ethiopia, at the southern part of Ethiopia. Actually, what I saw over there, they live on the mountains, what I saw over there, like the landscape was really so wonderful. I reached even an extent and I was telling the driver, please could you stop, I just want to just look, even if it is 1 minute, just to look how beautiful this place and appreciate the nature, and he had to stop and let me do what I wanted, so it was really beautiful, guys. If you are planning your trip to Ethiopia, I feel like the countryside of Ethiopia is really more beautiful than the city. A city is always like a city, buildings and what, but if you want to see this beautiful landscape, I can suggest that you can always go to the countryside of Ethiopia, for example, the northern part of Ethiopia and also the southern part of Ethiopia. Like, everywhere is beautiful. I can bet you guys, you will really love Ethiopia. Let's also talk about the safety. Yeah, because a lot has been talked about Ethiopia. Before even I traveled, I packed my bags to Ethiopia. Actually, a lot of people were telling me, please Harriet, don't go to Ethiopia. And I was like, why? Ethiopia is experiencing war, Ethiopia is not safe, you will be kidnapped, But here I am, guys, I was not kidnapped. So I can tell you guys, I am not a kind of a person who likes judging a book by its cover. Even if you tell me, okay, Harriet, don't go to this place, I would say, oh, okay, but I will not take on action on that. I will always be there, like, to prove it, like, let me go and see, is it safe or not safe? So I took a risk, like, let me go to Ethiopia, because I knew it was not true that Ethiopia is not safe. Okay, there are some other places that have been experiencing like war, like on the northern part of Ethiopia. You all know what is happening at the northern part of Ethiopia, but still not all the northern part of Ethiopia is not safe. So I have a lot of people, a lot of friends that I used to live with in the same hotel that I was sleeping, and they went to Lalibela and they came back. They went to the northern part of Ethiopia and they came back. A lot has been talked about Ethiopia, but I can bet you guys that Ethiopia is safe. When you go to Ethiopia, you will go and experience the love, the kindness, the beauty of Ethiopia, and you will come back to your country very, very safe. So I went to all the places that I went and I came back safe, you know, safe and healthy. You can see them, guys. Yeah, so I'm not lying to you guys. Like I said before, that I'm talking from my experience. So wherever I went, I was safe. I was totally safe 100%. Ethiopia is one of the countries that has a unique culture, you know, and what also amazed me is the way how Ethiopians dress. Those fabric dresses. You saw my video which I made about Shiromeda. Actually is a place where they sell all those dresses, those fabric, you know, they look so beautiful, and you can find every woman is putting on that kind of colorful, unique dress. Oh my god, it was really so nice. And the way how these Ethiopians treasure their culture. Coming to coffee culture, guys, actually coffee originated from Ethiopia, I can say that. Yeah, and you can't go to Ethiopia and you don't experience Buna. And Buna is the coffee, you know, the coffee ceremony stuff. You can't go to Ethiopia and you don't experience. And you can find that everywhere. In every street you can find the coffee. Injera, and they will never get tired of injera. And injera is a kind of food that you can eat and you don't get tired. And my favorite food of Ethiopia was doro wet, guys. Doro wet, I really liked doro wet. I think maybe most of the people like doro wet. I really like doro wet. To be honest, I like doro wet. I also tried it, the raw meat. Yeah, it was nice. Actually, I loved it with mikmita, without injera. It was really nice. And still other people were complaining, Harriet, why did you eat raw meat? It is unhealthy. Guys, I am a traveler. A traveler. What do you understand by the word a traveler? I like tasting, guys. I like really tasting every kind of thing that comes around me, you know. Yeah, so as long as it's not poisonous, I will always taste and experience it. Yeah, so that is the way how you can immerse in someone's culture. Ethiopians love God, guys. Ethiopians love God. You will always find them in church, and mostly most of Ethiopians are Orthodox, and you will find these Orthodox churches everywhere. Ethiopians, even when you are driving with an Ethiopian, when they reach where the church is, they will always do like this. I don't know how do they do. No, guys, I'm not an Orthodox or a Catholic, but there's a way they make a cross. Is it like this, like this, like, I don't know, guys, but you will always find them doing this, you know. And yeah, that's a sign of respecting God, you know. So Ethiopians are really people who love their religion, you know. They always love their God. They always love like being in the presence of God, and I really liked that, you know. It's always good to love God when you put God in everything, you know. And the way how their churches are built, it's in a very unique way. Like, I've never seen our churches here in Uganda built like that, except I don't know whether we have, yeah, except if you go to Ethiopian churches and Eritreans, because we have Orthodox churches here in that side of Soya and Bunga. Yeah, so you will always find the same architectural design how their churches are built. They are really very unique, guys. So most of the thing that took me to Ethiopia was to see Lucy, because I've always read about Lucy, you know, the first human. I was like, is it really real? Is Lucy really in Ethiopia? So when I saw Lucy, I was like, yo, I have arrived, yo. So if you also want to visit Ethiopia and see Lucy, you're welcome. Yeah, so let's talk about the development. I have to talk about the development, and I really appreciate the government of Ethiopia. I never expected to see Addis Ababa in the state that I found. I was like, am I really seeing it loud and clear? Yes. Guys, whatever you saw in the video, it is real. It's real. That's how Addis Ababa looks like the way how you can see it, you might think it's built like you can see like other European countries, you know, American states, you know. It was really very clean. The architecture, design, development, you know, everything was really cool, and I really appreciate whatever they have done. They have really done, and that also made me feel like, oh my God, I wish my country, Uganda, Kampala, one day our president can also do something like, you know, Addis Ababa. We will appreciate as Ugandans. It also opened up my mind that, yeah, really traveling can make you open your mind, your eyes wide, and say, oh my God, I think my country is lacking this and this and this, you know. It also makes you even admire, you know. But always, yeah, we celebrate whatever Ethiopia is going through, like the development and the changes. We thank God and we celebrate together with Ethiopia. One love, one heart, you know. Yeah, we are all Africans, you know. Actually, there's one person who told me that, Harriet, Ethiopia is not in Africa. Ethiopia is in Africa, is an African country, and it is found in the eastern part of Africa. Yeah, so now let's talk about now the cause, guys, of living in Ethiopia. Let's talk about the language. We all know that Ethiopia was not colonized, that in Ethiopia their first language is Amharic, so they don't speak a lot of English. So people who know English, or maybe who learned English, yeah, but I can say in Ethiopia, if you're traveling to Ethiopia, be ready to learn Amharic and be ready to experience language barrier somewhere, because most of people do not speak English, so you might have some misunderstanding in your speech here and there, but you will always maneuver and see how you can communicate with someone even if they don't know English. I was in Ethiopia. I met a lot of people who didn't know English, but I could speak to them, you know. So there's always a way you can find to speak to someone who does not know English. For example, you might go to any restaurant and you ask them for tea, and they will give you coffee. So don't misunderstand them, but explain to them what you want, because they might misunderstand you because they don't know English. So always understand that in Ethiopia, English is not their first language. So however much some people speak English, but you will always experience that language barrier. But still, you can adopt slowly by slowly, and you can also learn some Amharic and some few words that you can always communicate with other people, yeah, so that they get to understand you. People ask me, Harriet, how is the cost of living in Ethiopia? Ethiopia is not cheap. Not cheap, guys. Not cheap, not cheap. And we all know that right now there is a lot that is ongoing in Ethiopia, like high cost of living right now in Ethiopia. But I think that comes to every country. Right now, every country is undergoing inflation, not only Ethiopia, but I can bet you that Ethiopia is not cheap. So if you're traveling to Ethiopia, be ready financially. Yeah, make sure you have organized yourself financially. Yeah, like hotels, you can always find hotels starting maybe from $20. I don't know whether there are hotels of $15. I don't know, because I never slept in any hotel of like $15. And there's also a hostel you can pay $9. Yeah, so if you want to live in an hostel, you can pay $9. But of course, not everyone wants to travel to live in a hostel, like to sleep in a dormitory. But if you want and your budget is tight, you can always book a hostel and live in a hostel of $9, which is much better. And the place is very, very cool, very beautiful. Like where I lived, it was really very beautiful, very nice. People are so nice. Like I already said, guys, the people of Ethiopia are really warm, welcoming. Guys, let's talk about the transportation, guys. So if you're coming to Ethiopia, make sure that you use public transport. If you decide to use private cars, you know, cabs, you know, be ready to spend. Be ready to spend. I think that also comes to every country, you know, when it comes to transportation. Always public transports are much better, but of course there are some places that you can't go with public transport, so you will always use the private means of transport. Yeah, so always be ready to spend. So if you want to create a bank account in Ethiopia, it's not really easy as you might think. If you are a traveler and you love to, or you want to settle in Ethiopia, make sure you have all your legal documents that can allow you to have an account in Ethiopia. The first one, you must be having a resident card of Ethiopia, showing that you are a resident of Ethiopia. If you don't have that yellow card showing that you are a resident of Ethiopia, not be able to create any account in Ethiopia. So that is the point, because all the banks that I went, they could ask me, do you have a resident card? No, we can't open an account for you, and you can't access dollars. So you must have a resident card and you'll be able to access the dollars, because right now dollars are not allowed like in Ethiopia, you know. And recently they told me they banned forex bureaus, but I think they are bringing the system back again. So yeah, that is it, guys. So then when it comes to changing flights, guys, when it comes to changing flights in Ethiopia, you always change your flights in dollars. So you are required to pay hard cash, and that is dollars, not birr. You know, the money in Ethiopia, the local currency is birr. So you always, if you're flying out of Ethiopia, like international, you pay in dollars and hard cash. So you must have dollars. So, and right now, like I told you, dollars, you can't access them if you don't have that resident card in Ethiopia, or maybe if you have a friend who can help you out, well and good. But if you don't have, make sure you can carry your dollars and be with them ready to, in case of anything. Yeah. So guys, I think that is it about today's video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and please let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this video, or anything that you can suggest. Our part 2 will be on our next video, guys. I'll be talking about things required for you to travel to Ethiopia. So that will be our part 2, guys. So be tuned. Thank you so much. Subscribe, like, and share. Until again next time. Bye, guys. Love you.